think that's the talent in Brock that you can't always judge. Like, I think vision and stuff is very important and doesn't just go into, like, is he 20/20? Like, there's different types of vision of, like, looking outside wide, coming in, like, just the words I never know. But it's a big deal how your eyes see things.
When you told me we were going to go to video of Kyle Shanahan giving Brock Purdy love, I didn't know what we were going to see. I'm very comfortable with just a press conference video.
Okay.
I think he was looking for peripheral vision there.
Yeah, he's just talking about Brock's vision.
What, you thought it was going to be a video of him giving him a smooch like Tommy DeVito's agent and his dad?
I don't know. Just like Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan after dark.
Yeah, Shanahan doesn't really strike me as that kind of affectionate human being. Just a guess.
You just don't know. When you said give him love, it could have meant we could have gone a million different ways.
Brock Purdy, QB5 for you, Matthew. He's got Arizona. I think your only fear in this one is that they don't pull out with a lead so early that they had to slow down with him throwing.
Yeah. Only one team allows a higher passer rating than the Arizona Cardinals as well. They're a bottom 8 pass defense over the last 4 weeks as well, and so Niners with the highest implied team total this week as well. We already talked about Week 4 when he had 21.3 fantasy points against them, missed only one pass. Brock Purdy's a top 5 play this week.
Jay, next up, Matthew Stafford against the Commanders. Stafford looked great against Baltimore last week.
Yeah, he did.
And that's a real defense.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right, is that he'd been lighting up teams like the Cardinals or whatever, and now he did it against the Ravens, who, like I said before, have the second best pass defense in the NFL. I think the fact that Kupp looked like he did as well, to have now 2 elite weapons, have Kyren Williams and his gravity in the run game as well. Since Kyren Williams has been back, or really when he's played this season, they have an elite offense. This is a top 5 offense in the NFL, and against the Commanders, I don't expect there will be much. They won't show much respite.
No team in the NFL has allowed more passing touchdowns to opposing teams than the Washington Commanders. Again,
sometimes
I
that's
got
simple.
Nothing but bad stats about the Commanders. I got a zillion.
That's
of
a
them.
trivia question I actually probably would have got.
Right.
That probably would have been my first guess.
4 of the last 4 quarterbacks to face the Commanders have all scored at least 19 fantasy points.
Wow.
It's brutal.
Yeah, Penn State Blake, nice work. Or Damien, whoever dug that one.
I don't know.
Whoever's working overtime
Someone
on the bad
is.
Commander
Someone,
stats.
it's not me, but anyway.
I like the Rams
You
minus
have
6.5.
bad Commander stats at the top of your head. I'll give you credit
I
for
do
that.
have a lot of those. But we can move on. You're starting Matthew Stafford. You have him. He's my QB6.
The next one, Jordan Love, coming off a brutal week against the Giants, but he's got the Bucks this week, Barry. So maybe a bounce back for Jordan Love?
I think so. Look, he's since week 3, he's 4th in the NFL in pass attempts per game, and we've talked about this. The Buccaneers are a pass funnel defense. They're actually a bottom 5 pass defense over the last month, and so when he's been at home in this game is in Green Bay, he's averaging over 19 fantasy points per game. I'm back in on Jordan Love. He is on the Love list. He's my QB7.
Some others receiving votes here, Geno Smith or Drew Lock, basically, Jay, whoever plays against the Eagles comes in as QB10. They're expected to be Geno Smith right now. We talked about DK Metcalf already against that Eagles secondary.
Yep, I think Geno will have an excellent game. The Eagles have the 29th ranked pass defense in the NFL.
Russell Wilson.
Since week 8, quarterbacks that face Philly averaging over 27 fantasy points per game.
They're no good.
Russell Wilson against the Lions. He comes in as QB11, while Matthew, it feels like they've kind of put the training wheels on Russ the second half of this season. The Lions secondary, it almost doesn't really matter.
Last 4 games, they're allowing the second most fantasy points per game to opposing quarterbacks, and they allow passing touchdowns at the 4th highest rate in that stretch. So the Russessance continues. I'm at QB11. And then, of course, Nick Mullens. I actually think if you're desperate, like, Mullens could be okay.
I don't think you have to be desperate.
Yeah.
You just have to be like moderately needy, and Nick Mullens shall deliver.
Or
I think he's
going
going to
have a Superflex league.
He's going to have a massive game. No Cam Taylor-Britt. Bengals defense is terrible against the pass, against the run as well, to be fair. And Justin Jefferson's going to play.
Yeah, I'm with you. Exactly.
And also, they lost like half of their offensive line against the Raiders, which I think contributed to their offensive struggles. The thing with Mullens as well, like he just dropped back. He chucks it.
Yeah,
like, he chucks it. He's trying to chuck it down the field. Made some nice throws. Also should have been picked 2 or 3 times in his limited play. But I think he's going to put up stats.
You're going to win the league on the back of Nick Mullens.
That's what's going to happen.
He's really put all my mediocre team, he's really put it into place. Now I feel good. Now I've got a puncher's chance.
Just real quickly, while we're talking about playoffs, because we're all in the same league and we play the league out on Yahoo, there's a really good hint that was given to me. But, like, if you play in Yahoo and, like, you have a bye this week, which I do, what you should do is you should put all of your players on the bench. Because the way Yahoo works, and I don't like this, but it is what happens, is that if your player is not in a starting lineup and there's something happens during the game, you can drop them during the game and pick somebody up. So if somebody has and we don't hope this, but if somebody over the weekend has a horrific injury, they're locked on your starting lineup. But if not, if they're just sitting on your bench, again, if you have a bye, then you can just drop them and pick somebody else that hasn't played before waivers run for next week.
That's why people watch this show. Not for our jokes and nonsense.
A little helpful hint.
Yes.
Technicalities.
Little technicalities.
We'll close it out with the quarterbacks on the hate list. Tua against the Jets. I'm not going to lie here, guys. When Tyreek Hill left the game the other night, Monday Night Football against the Titans, Tua looked like a totally different player.
He did not look great. New York top 5 in pressure rate this season. Their corners obviously are fantastic since week 7. The only quarterback to score double-digit fantasy points against the Jets is Josh Allen as well. He had 7.8 points the first time they faced each other in a win that the Dolphins had. So, yeah, he's outside my top 15 this week.
Our other guy on the hate list, Jared Goff, who goes up against a run-funnel defense in Denver. Jared Goff also, I don't know what's wrong with him. He just seems a little bit broken at the moment, whether it's a physical ailment or he's just lost confidence. He's been really bad for a month now.
Since week 5, Denver's allowed 1 or fewer passing touchdowns in 8 of 9 games.
Watch arguably the best game to date of the college basketball season this Saturday. Top-ranked Arizona faces off with reigning Naismith Player of the Year Zach Edey and number 3 Purdue in a matchup that could be a preview of a Final Four game later this year. The two powers tip off at 4:30 p.m. Eastern exclusively on Peacock.
If you want to watch it, you got to watch on Peacock. Damn it. Get yourself some cock.
Okay.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.